Acabé el libro. Acabo de llegar. Acabamos de comer. But wait, how can the same verb mean to finish and to have just done something? What the is going on? Amigas y amigos, welcome back. This is Profe Juan, and by the end of this video, you'll understand what acabar really means, the difference between acabar and acabar de, and one of the most useful Spanish structures for talking about recent past. And you know what? This is not about complicated grammar, just how Spanish actually works. Most learners discover acabar and learn to finish, which is correct. But then they hear acabo de llegar, and suddenly that translation stopped working. Because Spanish is doing something bigger. Let me remind you something first. Sometimes a verb keeps its original meaning. Sometimes a verb becomes part of a larger structure. And today we're looking at both. The verb acabar and the construction acabar de plus infinitive. Hey, they're gonna help us with this. And the big idea is that acabar means to finish, and acabar de plus an infinitive means to have just done something. It's the same verb. Two very different jobs. Let's start with the original meaning. Let's talk about the verb acabar. You know, to finish. Acabé el libro. I finished the book. Simple. The action is complete. Acabamos el proyecto. We finished the project. Acabó la película. The movie ended. ¿Ya acabaste la tarea? Did you finish the homework? Here, acabar keeps its normal meaning. To finish, to end, to complete. But now, let's look at the structure you'll hear constantly in real conversations and the one that makes you think, wait, is that really to finish? Let's talk about acabar de plus an infinitive. And look at this. Acabo de llegar. I just arrived. Literally. Attention, because Spanish is saying something like, I finished from arriving? But that's not how it works in practice. The real meaning is, I just arrived. Like, acabo de comer. I just ate. Acabamos de hablar con ella. We just spoke with her. So, yeah, what you see is this verb that talks about recent past. You have the verb acabar plus a preposition, in this case de, and then a verb in infinitive form like acaban de salir. Verb de plus verb in infinitive, in this case salir. They just left. And this is one of the most common ways Spanish talks about the recent past again, right? You don't know, but this one is so common in real life. Hey, acabo de llegar, acaba de llamar, acaba de terminar la tarea, whatever. Here's what makes this structure so useful. It works with almost any verb. Look at this. I'm gonna give you a hack. Acabo de terminar. I just finished. Acabo de verlo. I just saw him. Acabo de recibir tu mensaje. I just received your message. Acabamos de llegar. We just arrived. Instead of learning a special tense, Spanish often uses acabar de plus infinitive to express I just did. That's why you'll hear it everywhere, and you can use any other verb. Acabo de comer, acabo de jugar, acabo de leer, acabo de escribir, I don't know. But now, let's compare two versions of acabar. Acabé versus acabo de. Because acabé el libro means I finished the book. The focus is, the action is to finish, right? Acabé el libro. Acabo de leer el libro, I just read the book. The focus is not that the action is finished at the moment. It's how recently it happened. And there is a completely different idea here. But let me give you another example. Acabé el proyecto. I finished a project. Acabo de terminar el proyecto. I just finished a project. This is the same event, but the emphasis is different. In the second one, you want to highlight the fact that you just, like the timeline, it's like 4 minutes ago you finished the project. Not that the project is done. But now let's talk about why we love this structure. Imagine someone asks, ¿Dónde estabas? Where were you? You can say something like, Acabo de llegar. I just got here. ¿Comiste? Did you eat? Acabo de comer. I just ate. Hey, I'm full. I'm not hungry at all. I just ate. It's fast, it's natural, and incredibly common. That's why every learner should know it. Now, let's analyze the pattern here. If you finish something, you would use acabé el libro when the focus is in the ending of the action. I finished a book. But you just did something. Acabo de plus the verb. Acabo de llegar. I just arrived. And that's a shortcut. Little recap here. Acabar by itself means to finish. Acabé el libro. Acabamos el proyecto. Acabar de plus infinitive means to have just done something. You know, acaban de salir. Acabamos de comer. Acabo de llegar. The key is simple. The word de completely changes the function of the verb. That's why acabar and acabar de feel so different. But now it's your turn. Write one sentence using acabar or acabar de plus infinitive, or you can write both. And I'll make sure I read it and I correct it. Or if you don't need corrections, I'll give you a thumbs up and we'll chat for a while right there in the comments, okay? As I always tell you, one sentence is more than enough. And if you want to understand another common Spanish structure, and a structure that combines multiple verbs, watch our lesson, Why Spanish Uses Two Verbs Together, right next. Because acabar de plus an infinitive is one of the most common useful examples of that pattern. If this helped you understand acabar, like the video, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next lesson. Nos vemos. Ciao.